Right, Sunil Gavaskar right with us. Day 3's play. Did you think that Virat Kohli missed a trick or two? Because he didn't really know what to do after Thirimanne and Chandimal. They had that counter attack. Don't you think?
Well, I wouldn't blame Virat Kohli, because I would give credit to the Sri Lankans. They batted exceedingly well. They took the attack to the opposition. They took the attack to the bowlers, and which meant that the bowlers were actually thrown off. And when that happens, whatever the captain tries, it doesn't always work. Chandimal in particular was outstanding, and in his company, Thirimanne, who had poked and prodded in the first innings, also grew in confidence, and he also batted quite superbly. So I think I'd like to give credit to both these players.
But is this Indian team walking the talk when it comes to aggression?
I think it is. I think you can't always be aggressive. As I said, you need to be practical as far as aggression is concerned, sensible. And I think they're showing that. It is a young team again. It's a young captain. So I don't think we should, the expectations, I think we need to tone the expectations down just a little bit.
Okay. Because new captain.
New captain. And maybe the expectations are even higher because of the way the Sri Lankans were dismissed in the first innings. Correct. And the way the ball was behaving. But what happens in most countries, the pitches tend to settle down a little bit on days 2 and 3. So batting becomes a little bit easier on day 2 and 3, which is what exactly has happened, which India benefited from when we had those 2 centurions and that big partnership. And now Sri Lanka is benefiting.
Okay, what about the fact that there were 3 dodgy decisions that didn't go India's way? Did you think that had a mental effect on them after lunch?
No, I don't think so. I think any team that gets disappointed with the umpiring decisions and thinks back on the umpiring decisions is not helping itself.
All right. Okay. Should India be faulted for not being able to bat out the match, bat out the Lankans from the match on day 2?
Well, I mean, have a look at India's performances over the years, and you'll find that India always, since 1932, when India first played Test cricket, has struggled to get the bottom half out.
You get the final blow.
Yeah, the top 5, you can get them out for 80 or 125 for 5. It's the bottom 5 who always add another 200 runs and, make the match safer for their teams. So I think it's nothing different. And like I said earlier, day 2 and day 3, the pitch gets better for batting.
Do you fault anything then? Because this is...
No, it's a game of cricket.
There'll
be ups and downs. India has still done well. India has taken a lead. India's lead might have been, taken away by the Sri Lankan batting. Give credit to the Sri Lankans for the positive attitude that they displayed, particularly Chandimal and Thirimanne. Do not take anything away from the Sri Lankans.
Right.
And I'll also at the same time praise the Indians for the way they have persevered. Okay. Despite the fact that you said there were a couple of decisions that didn't go their way. Yes. They have been at it, they have been at it, they have been at it.
Okay, just talking about Ajinkya Rahane, probably the star of the match for us, in the field at least. Do we have a Rahul Dravid in the making?
Oh, he always was a tremendous fielder. And why he wasn't used in the slips earlier is beyond understanding. He was used in the Galle position, which again is a difficult position. Right. But I think the first slip position and the second slip position and first slip for the spinners is an even more difficult position. You have the distance between the bat edge and the fielder. Right. is a very, very small distance. The reflexes have to be there, and he's shown those reflexes. I hope they do not tinker with that anymore. That get him over there in the slips and maybe in the gully for the quicker bowlers.
Is he showing the class that Rahul Dravid had?
Oh,
glimpses of that class.
Yeah. But, I mean, are you surprised? The man spent so much time with Rahul Dravid for Rajasthan Royals. Rahul Dravid has influenced his batting.
In IPL, there's no slip catching.
No, but his influence, his batting approach, he's influenced so much about Ajinkya Rahane. And so the fact that he has, got him into the slip and got him interested in doing that, don't be surprised.
All right, okay. I want to give you a tip right now, because this is why you should wear a turban, not a hat.
Good question.
All right, talking about Harbhajan Singh, the turbanator for India. Tell me about the fact that he is somebody who seems to be bowling T20 in T20 style in Test cricket.
You heard me on television.
I did.
I said that he's bowling the T20 length. And that is the reason why he is struggling a little bit. On a pitch, and particularly subcontinent pitches, you bowl a shot of a good length, which is possibly the kind of length that allows the batsman, because of the slowness of the pitch, even if there's a bit of turn, he can go on the back foot and make the adjustment, either play the ball or drop the ball. And therefore the length has to be a little forward, where he's committed. He gets the batsman committed onto the front foot, where changing the shot becomes difficult. And that is the length that he's got to bowl. And unfortunately, he has not quite bowled that. He's got got the wicket, and therefore I'm hoping that he will get his confidence back and get the ball a little further up.
What should be done about it? Because Virat Kohli and Harbhajan Singh, how much can Virat Kohli tell Harbhajan Singh when it comes to bowling?
There's not much that you can tell somebody who's taken 400 plus wickets and won so many matches for India.
What does the Indian team do in a situation like
this? Well, I think Ravi Shastri is a senior. Bharat Arun, the bowling coach. I think these are the two guys who've got to sit down with him and maybe exchange ideas with him.
Right.
And they will also understand why maybe Harbhajan is bowling that late. And maybe then discuss it and do what is best for the Indian team.
Anybody's game now? Or?
Well, if India is going to be chasing about 180, 200, it's not going to be easy. But the pitch is still playing okay. There is a little bit of turn. But the main worry is that if Rangana Herat strikes a length, bowls better than he did in the first innings, then India will have a real job on its hands.